Welcome to Stoicism Drive. Picture your words as switches on a control panel. Flip the right ones and the room brightens. Your red is calm, capable, compelling. Flip the wrong ones and the power cuts out, respect dims. Attraction cools, and your leadership goes dark. Here's the uncomfortable truth most men never learn. There are exactly 5 categories of truths you should not reveal too early to a woman if you want to be perceived as strong, grounded, and in command of your life. Not because you're hiding, but because you're curating, and curation is how adults communicate with intention. By the end of this episode, you'll know what to hold back at the start, how to reveal things later without losing respect, and the mindset that makes your presence feel steady and magnetic. Ready? Let's go. Section 1. Don't reveal your weaknesses too early. Everyone has a soft underbelly. The question isn't if you'll ever open up, it's when. Early dynamics are fragile. The first impressions she forms become the frame through which she interprets everything that follows. If the first artifacts she collects from you are confessions of fragility, she will unconsciously tag you as unstable. Why timing matters. Attraction is often built on perception, and perception favors competence. When you lead with calm, direction, and self-possession, you set the tone. I handle life. Once that tone is set, revealing a deeper layer later reads as courage. Reverse the order, and it reads as neediness. Common mistake. Mistaking rapid vulnerability for intimacy. Fast, unfiltered disclosure feels like unburdening, not bonding. It can place her in the role of therapist rather than partner. Do that repeatedly and she'll associate you with emotional labor, not emotional polarity. A useful metaphor. Think of your inner world as a fortress. Gates open when the interior is secure, not because someone knocks loudly. Be the fortress. Reliable, contained, warm, but selective. Practical playbook. In the first phase, share values, mission, and momentum, not unresolved wounds. If a heavy topic comes up, use light framing. I've handled a couple of tough seasons, grateful for what they taught me. Then pivot to what you're building now. When trust exists, reveal a deeper page, one page at a time. Pair disclosure with action you're taking. Vulnerability plus agency equals respect. Litmus tests. If sharing relieves your anxiety but increases her responsibility, it's premature. If you can't phrase it without asking for reassurance, it belongs in your journal or with your coach, for now. Stoic principle. Hold the line. Master your state privately before narrating it publicly. You're not pretending. You're prioritizing stability as the first gift you bring to the table. Section 2. Don't lay out your exact future plans. Ambitious men think in arcs, not hours. Still, avoid handing anyone a blueprint to your next 6 moves, especially early on. You don't owe a play-by-play of your life. Mystery is not manipulation, it's momentum. Predictability flattens intrigue. When she can't forecast your every step, attention stays active. Curiosity is the spark plug of attraction. Strategic reasons to hold back. 1. Adaptability. Plans evolve. If you publicly cement every detail, you inherit other people's expectations. Now you're managing perception instead of progress. 2. Signal control. Leaders unveil results, not drafts. A general doesn't circulate the battle plan to the village. A grandmaster doesn't announce his next move. He reveals it when it's time. 3. Noise reduction. Broadcasting invites commentary, doubt, and unsolicited steering. Keep the cockpit quiet so you can fly. How to speak about the future without oversharing. Use directional language over details. I'm building in X, deepening skill Y, and expanding Z. Emphasize principles and systems, the calendar, the habits, the constraints you honor. It signals seriousness without handing over the whole map. Let your results be the press release. Red flags to avoid. Seeking approval for your next move. That's disguised validation seeking. Overselling. If you have to narrate greatness, you probably haven't built enough of it yet. Mantra. Move in silence. Arrive with receipts. Independence is magnetic because it communicates. I'm captain of this ship. Grateful for company, not desperate for a co-pilot. Section 3. Don't discuss your financial struggles. Money is emotionally loaded. It represents options, safety, time, and power. Early disclosure of financial strain skews perception. Most women aren't chasing luxury, they're scanning for stability. Frame reality as progress, not a plea. You don't have to fake success. You do have to communicate trajectory. Speak in terms of systems and discipline. Your earning engine, skills, offers, projects. Your money mechanics, budget, buffers, investments. Your feedback loops, how you review and improve monthly. What to avoid early. Lines that outsource emotional load. I'm so stressed about money. I might need help. Everything is expensive and unfair. Emergency borrowing. Debt is a math problem. Making it her burden is a dynamic problem. Better language. I tightened expenses this quarter to accelerate savings. Feels good to be on schedule. I'm stacking skills for a higher leverage role. I'm on a 6-month sprint. Power dynamic reality. Publicly carrying financial chaos can reposition you from leader to dependent. Hold the frame. If it's not solved yet, keep it private. Solve it, then share the lesson. Principles for solvency. Spend beneath identity, not just income. Save for optionality, not just emergencies. Invest in competence before cosmetics. Automate the boring good decisions, negotiate the few big levers. Stoic angle. Focus on the controllables, effort, attention, discipline. Ignore status theater. Build quietly. Reveal sustainably. Section 4. Don't confess your insecurities. Everyone has doubt. Broadcasting it isn't bravery, solving it is. Confidence is the scaffolding that holds the rest of your life in place. When you confess insecurities instead of containing and correcting them, you leak certainty, and certainty is what people follow. Would you board a plane if the pilot kept narrating his fear of turbulence? Exactly. The job is to fly the aircraft. If you need help, step out of the cockpit and get it, but don't turn passengers into your co-therapists. Where to process instead. Private writing. Isolate the thought. Refute the distortion. Design a counter-representative. Training and practice. Competence kills doubt. Coaches, therapists, mentors. Sacred spaces for heavy lifts. How to express vulnerability without losing frame. Keep it brief and paired with action. I noticed I was overthinking this pitch. So I ran 3 practice reps and booked feedback for tomorrow. Avoid reassurance seeking questions like, "Do you think I'm good enough?" Ask for input, not permission. Boundary. If your share converts her into your emotional caregiver, you've crossed the line. Intimacy is shared experience, not outsourced stability. Progress recipe. 1. Name the insecurity in 1 sentence. 2. Identify the skill it points to. 3. Schedule the reps that solve it. 4. Report outcomes, not anxieties. Result. You become a man whose admissions are rare, measured, and paired with motion. That reads as strength, not fragility. Section 5. Don't reveal past failures too soon. Failure is standard issue for anyone who dares. But introducing yourself through a highlight reel of lowlights frames you as the man who can't get it right. Early on, let her meet the current you before you tour the museum of your mistakes. Why delay matters. People anchor on the first data they receive. If the anchor is your worst chapter, she'll filter the present you through yesterday's mess. If the anchor is your competence and character today, later admissions of failure read as earned humility. How to talk about the past later. Own, don't dwell. I mishandled a partnership in 2021. I rebuilt my contracts and review cadence, massive upgrade. Present lessons and systems, not drama and blame. Keep it concise. Pair it with the results you've created since. Avoid emotional baggage. The more you relive the wound, the more you rehearse it into identity. Share the scar, not the bleeding. A simple filter. If the share makes her feel like she has to fix you, it's too early or too much. If it makes her respect your capacity to learn and lead, the timing and framing are right. Putting it all together. The power of selective silence. Your strength isn't measured by how much you say, it's measured by how precisely you say it. Strategic silence is not secrecy, it's stewardship of your story. When you curate, you maintain control of your narrative. You command respect because your words carry weight. You preserve mystery, the oxygen of intrigue. Guiding heuristics. Lead with values, vision, and velocity. Delay wounds, worries, and what-ifs until trust is tested and true. Pair every personal disclosure with proof of progress. Sample dialogue upgrades. Use these beats as inspiration, not scripts. Weakness. Early, I'm big on handling my state. The tough moments taught me a lot about composure. Plans. Early, directionally I'm building in tech plus performance, happy to show you what lands. Money. Early, I like clean finances, simple rules. Automatic habits. It keeps my focus on creating. Insecurity. Later, earned trust. I used to over-index on perfection. Now I ship, review, iterate, repeat. Failures. Later, I botched a deal. Documented the misses. The new process paid for itself in 3 months. 4 daily alignments to embody all of this. 1. Mind. 10 minutes of stillness. Observe, don't obey, your first emotion. 2. Body. Sweat daily. Hard training makes normal life feel light. 3. Work. Ship 1 needle-moving task before noon. 4. Integrity. Keep 1 promise to yourself no matter what. These habits create the inner gravity that makes restraint natural. You won't need to overshare because you'll trust yourself, and she'll feel it. Final word. What you don't say is part of your signature. Remember the 5 early off-limits buckets: raw weaknesses, granular future plans, financial struggles, confessed insecurities, and detailed past failures. Guard them at the start. Reveal them later, lightly, and always with agency. That's how you stay respected, desired, and in the driver's seat of your relationships. When you speak less, your words weigh more. When you reveal less, your presence reveals more. That's the paradox of power, and the posture of a high-value man. Before you go, if this episode leveled up your mindset, tap like, subscribe to Stoicism Drive, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next deep dive. Drop a comment with the next topic you want broken down, and share this video with a friend who's ready to lead with calm strength. See you in the next one.